Good afternoon. Welcome to our 1 o'clock news update. I'm Mark Masai. Hope you are safe wherever you are and enjoying your weekend so far. And being a weekend and just a few days after the BBI report was handed over to the president and the leader of ODM party by the steering committee, there has been a lot of momentum politically with different players and stakeholders throwing in and weighing in on the matter. The latest being the Wiper Democratic Movement party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, who is today in Nyeri town. He is expected to drum up and continue to drum up support for the BBI report amongst the residents there, as well as open an office or branch of the Wiper Democratic Party. Melito Letenges is keeping tabs of that. The train is stopping at the Nyeri town or that region for this Saturday at least, with one of those who are supporting it. Has he arrived, and what's the reception?
Mark, the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka just left Kiawara town, that is along the Nyeri-Nakuru highway, where he addressed residents, of course supporting the BBI report, saying that he feels that even before the report has been properly discussed and dissected, he says that there are people who are poisoning the minds of Kenyans, selling to them the idea of the narrative that this report is not for them, and he has come against that, saying that, this report is yet to be dissected, and asking residents just to go through the report and telling them that this is the key to uniting Kenyans. Remember, the report has been touted time and again as the report to build the bridges, the tribal bridges that have existed in this country time and time again. So he has been here at Kiawara. Remember, he's touring the Mount Kenya region for 2 days. He started yesterday at Nyahururu, and today he's going to tour some parts of Nyeri County, where he's also expected to popularize his party, that is the Wiper party. Is going to open up an office, that is a branch at Scooter, that is just at the outskirts of Nyeri town. Remember, Mark, given the importance of political parties and the role they play going forward to the 2022 general election, popularizing parties has been at play. It's not only the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka who we've seen tour this region, but also recently we saw the ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi, and even most recently the Maendeleo Chap leader, Governor of Machakos Alfred Mutua, who also toured Nyeri County in what he termed a listening tour, giving an opportunity to residents to air out some of their concerns in what he says he will address once he gets into office and once he becomes the president of this country. Remember also, the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka has declared interest in becoming the president of this country come 2022, and that is actually what is at play right now. And of course, Mark, going by what we've seen here, the political season is on and everybody is eyeing a piece of the cake. Back to you, Mark.
Melito Letenges in Nyeri, there's a lot to talk about just a few days after the report was handed over, and it is still getting to people's hands or phones if you have gotten a copy of the soft copy of that particular report. And there is still a lot to digest and break down, and we'll be doing that into this weekend. Now, the Kenya National Union of Nurses Secretary General Seth Panyako has strongly condemned the poor working conditions being subjected to nurses in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. He was speaking in Isiolo during a visit to condole with medics in Isiolo following the death of a nurse resulting from complications believed to have been raised or come from coronavirus. Nurse Pauline Nunu, aged 53, suffered respiratory complications while on duty on Tuesday and died while being taken to Nairobi for treatment. Panyako has called on Governor Mohamed Kuti to show leadership by improving the health services in his county as he chairs a health committee in the Council of Governors.
Nataka uhakikishe ICU iko hapa na ina function vilivyo, na hospitali mahali ambapo wauguzi na wahudumu wengine wa afya watapelekwa wakiwa wagonjwa itengwe na itengenezwe vile inavyotakikana. Jambo la pili ni kwamba mishahara katika kaunti nyingi hapa Kenya hazijalipwa. Mimi ningependa kuambia wauguzi pamoja na wahudumu wengine wa afya, ikiwa kama hujalipwa mishahara mpaka leo na wewe unaenda kazi, wewe uko sawa sawa. Lakini kama hamjalipwa mishahara na hamuko sawa sawa, kuanzia Jumatatu muende kufanya kazi kwa governor. mkae kwa governor apatie nyinyi mishahara ndio muendelee na kazi.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Protection is working on developing a migrant welfare fund aimed at taking care of Kenyans working overseas. CS Simon Chelugui, who was in Mombasa meeting with the National Assembly Committee on Labour, maintained that Kenya is working with foreign governments to also secure and protect those seeking jobs in those nations.
We will protect them, we will care for them. And we are also further coming up with initiatives to secure their interest. One of them is Migrant Workers Welfare Fund, which is contributory, and we are benchmarking this practice with Philippines and other countries who have succeeded in placing their people working abroad. Through this fund, we'll be able to engage. Sometimes we want to visit them, send officers there. We have offices, labor offices in those countries who will be taking care and ensuring that Kenyan workers abroad are secure, they are safe.
Some development news now. The ICT Authority of Kenya has launched the largest fiber optic cable main belt in Nadapal in Kenya. Made up of 144 core fibers, 96 cores will be serving Kenya, while 48 will be serving the landlocked country of South Sudan. The cables have been laid at a cost of 30 billion shillings. The fiber connectivity aims not only to help boost internet connectivity within the northern part of Kenya and South Sudan, but also boost trade among the two countries. The project is under the East Africa Regional Trade and Transport Facilitation Project and is moving along with construction of the road from Eldoret to Nadapal and Nakodok in Turkana. The rehabilitation of old fiber optic cables in the counties of Uasin Gishu, Pokot, Trans Nzoia, Kakamega and Turkana will also take place.
Together, the sky is the limit.
The roads and also the connectivity are going to be among the best in the country, and they'll be able to use them even for education, for health, and even we visited the Kenya Revenue Authority office, which will now have connection with their headquarters and will be able to run their systems.
And it's also indeed a pleasure to be here to launch, I am told, one of the fastest internet bandwidth with very huge connectivity.
A High Court in Kisumu has revoked the decision to award a 2-hectare piece of land to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Kisumu. For the last 4 decades, there has been controversy over the ownership of the land. Justice Anthony Ombwayo ruled that the SDA Church had irregularly acquired the land. Later, there was drama as youth demolished structures that had already been erected on the land. Kisumu Muslim Association Chairman Musa Ismail has welcomed the verdict of the court, saying they were the legitimate owners of the land.
Na tumesubiri takriban miaka miwili tumesubiri, na alhamdulillah leo tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, judgment imetokezea ya kuwa ile title deed ambayo walipewa na ile letter of allotment ambayo walipewa imekansoliwa, na pia vile vile wale watu ambaye waliomba hii ardhi ya kwanza ambayo ni Waislamu, wao ndio wana haki ya kuweza kupewa.
Still on land-related issues, a late cabinet minister Mbiu Koinange's family tussle over land ownership at Banana in Kiambu County has taken a new twist after the destruction of property and issuance of eviction orders targeting corrupt occupants. Koinange's grandchild, Kanja Koinange, is accusing his aunt, whom he says has been trying to evict them from the land, of using her influence in the area police to raid the property last evening. Kanja claimed that ever since his father, who was Koinange's son, died in 2005, the aunt has been seeking to take over the land despite the matter still being in court. The family is calling on the government and the Ministry of Land to intervene.
When the land board is going on, this lady, Jean Moho, will send us, she sent my mother the notification for the land board, which was supposed to be at 9 a.m. She sent it at 1 p.m. when the land board had already happened. How she's influenced the DCIO here in Karori, and they've come, harassed my askaris, arrested them, destroyed my fence. and destroyed the property that was there, and now even given me orders to demolish some structures. This is despite the fact that we've been trying to reach an understanding. We have even taken this matter to court. We have sat with the same DCIO and explained to him that the matter is in court. We've gone there with the lawyer, explained the same, but somehow she's still being able to influence him, and he's coming here to harass us.
More than 400 settlers at Ndemo Farm in Molo, Nakuru County have received title deeds, bringing an end to nearly 2 decades of land-related conflict in the area. Speaking while issuing the deeds to the residents, Rift Valley Regional Commissioner expressed the government's commitment to issue title deeds in other parts of the county that have witnessed skirmishes over land ownership. The residents had initially been issued with fake title deeds until the government intervened. Currently, the government is conducting an audit of the Nasiut block in the Mao in Njoro in order to process title deeds for the residents as well.
Tangu mwaka wa 1964 hadi wa leo tumekuwa tukisubuka kutafuta title deed. Tumefanyiwa cartel, tumelagaiwa na wengi sana. Hata mimi mwenyewe ni victim ya mmoja wale nililagaiwa 4,750 na nikapewa title deed ile haikuwa kamili.
Unajua hii mambo ya mashamba ya Mau iko na historia. Kuanzia mwaka wa 1994-95 hapo watu walianza kuingizwa Mau na ile serikali ambayo ilikuwa ya Mzee Moi. Na kulikuwa na settlement schemes. Lakini vile ile kazi ilifanyika haikufanyika vizuri. Maana walipata kwamba hizi maps wanapata walikuwa wanachorea kwa ofisi, alafu ground survey hata kuji huko. Wanatuma tu vijana kuja kuonyeshana mashamba. So napata reality on the ground na ile survey ambazo ziko kwa ofisi hazifanani hata kidogo. Jambo la pili ikawa ni kama kulikuwa na watu ambao walikuwa na ukora mwingi sana. Watu wakaanza mtu labda shamba inapeana eka 5, anapata mtu amechukua eka 100. Anaandika majina ya watu wengi hata ya watoto.
The standing committees on agriculture, livestock and fisheries at the Senate and the Council of Governors have rejected legislation in the tea and sugar industries. The governors and senators accuse the Ministry of Agriculture of enacting regulations without engaging the relevant stakeholders. Kevin Mutai has more from Mombasa.
After a 2-day consultative meeting between the senators and governors in charge of the agriculture, livestock and fisheries dockets, a conclusion was arrived at challenging the ministry's legislative and regulatory framework in the sector. They accused the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Peter Munya, among many other issues, of subverting cooperative societies as well as instituting laws that have affected the growth of tea and sugar industries.
The Senate Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, together with the Council of Governors, jointly rejects in toto the gazettement of sugar and tea regulations for lack of compliance with the Constitution. That we have resolved to reject over legislation in the agriculture sector.
The governors argue that despite allocating 10% of the county's annual budget to support the agriculture sector, they feel that the ministry has in turn killed the spirit of devolution by not involving them in regulating the sector.
The Council of Governors and the Senate shall undertake a legal review of all laws in the agriculture sector to ensure conformity with the Constitution. Henceforth, the Senate shall not consider any bills concerning county governments developed without proper and magnified.
Apologies on some of the technical errors there in that story by Kevin Mutai. And on that note, halfway past the bulletin, we'll take a break. Stay with us.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
The new Maisha Aluzinc Mabati from Maisha Mabati Limited. For the first time in Kenya, a roofing product that combines aesthetics with proven resilience. Its unique combination of aluminium and zinc gives it a 5 times longer lifespan than normal mabati, thanks to the excellent state-of-the-art mill. It has 20 years lifespan, it's easy to install, it's flexible and durable, it stands up to severe weather conditions, has good abrasion and rust resistance, it's affordable and is approved by the Kenya Bureau of Standards and is available countrywide. It can be used for all applications. Always insist on Maisha Aluzinc Mabati, a product of Maisha Mabati Rolling Mills, Ruiru.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa. Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi, guy, what
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
To help fight the spread of coronavirus, learn Lifebuoy's hand washing habits. Wash hands with soap or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Together, let's help fight the spread of coronavirus in Kenya.
Brewpan margarine. New look, same great taste.
Welcome back. A 4-year-old boy was stung to death and another minor is fighting for his life after a swarm of bees attacked them in Kericho County. 2 other minors escaped the painful ordeal that occurred in Bechulelach village. The children were outside their house when the swarm of bees attacked. The insects originated from 3 hives located in a thicket 500 meters from their homestead. One of the biggest stories on the continent at the moment. Barricades and police checkpoints dotted the empty streets of Lagos as authorities tried to return order to Africa's biggest city under curfew following days of violent unrest. Sporadic gunfire was heard, but the city center appeared calm as the day progressed. The shooting of peaceful protesters by security forces on Tuesday was followed by 2 days of unrest, with numerous shops and buildings in the economic hub looted and vandalized. Heavily armed police stopped a handful of cars left driving in the deserted streets, while a few people tried to find their way home after the city was put under lockdown. Protests against police abuse erupted on October 8th after video of an officer allegedly killing a civilian went viral. Despite the disbandment of the police unit accused of brutality, that is, the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad, protests spread and violence has escalated. President Buhari addressed the nation calling for calm, but failed to address why the protests erupted in the first place.
He didn't know anything about it and he kept quiet about it. People died, people lost their loved ones, and he didn't mention anything about it. Our president is incompetent, and I think he should resign.
I think the youths are giving us a leeway. We, the youth from age 18 to 35, we should wake up now. Get your voters card ready. Let's get a petition signed so that INEC can start giving out voters card. We wait for them 2023. Then we'll start from now.
The speech of Mr. President, since he was forced to come around and talk or say anything, the speech was baseless, hopeless. It looks as if Nigerians, we don't have a leader.
The race to develop a vaccine to combat the COVID-19 pandemic is on the fast lane. Our companies supported by Russia, China and the United States of America. However, the World Health Organization has identified 42 candidate vaccines at the stage of clinical trials, up from 11 in mid-June. 10 of them are at the most advanced phase 3 stage, in which a vaccine's effectiveness is tested on a large scale, generally tens of thousands of people across several continents. Now, world leaders have expressed confidence in their homegrown companies to reach the finish line before all the other contenders. Whoever wins that race, the point is, lives should be and will be saved. Cameroon authorities arrested 4 ivory smugglers attempting to transport nearly 120 elephant tusks through the country's south. The group had trafficked nearly 675 kilograms of the illicit cargo from neighboring Gabon, which is home to more than half of Africa's remaining forest elephants. They hid their haul in the bottom of a van with a false compartment. It was the biggest ivory seizure in the West African nation for 5 years. Ivory trafficking is fueled by strong demand in Asia and the Middle East, where elephant tusks are used in traditional medicine making. Now, it is also coveted for its ability to be fashioned into items like combs, pendants, and other exotic jewelry. The global trade in elephant ivory, with rare exceptions, has been outlawed since 1989 after the population of the African animals dropped from millions in the mid-20th century to about 600,000 by the end of the decade. Let's get into sports before a rerun of Bullseye. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid have struggled early in the current La Liga campaign and will be desperate for a win in the first El Clasico of the COVID-19 era this evening. Madrid, some would argue, are especially in need of that. The match off the back of a memorable Champions League triumph in Paris, while Chelsea were held to a goalless draw by Sevilla midweek. The 20-time champions, currently 15th on the log, are still searching for their first. Ended Aston Villa's winning start and ruined their chance of going top of the Premier League. Bamford scored his first goal in the 55th minute at Villa Park before adding his second in the 67th. And now we leave you with Bullseye, and remember to have yourself a good afternoon and be safe. The coronavirus is real, but away from that sad news, Let's leave you with something worth smiling about and laughing about. All they do is make up to break up. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? But that's the story of Kenya's political relationships. When they break up, the divorce is messy and noisy. As one of them predicted, they are moving again, but in different directions with different suitors. Games to paint each other black are on, and as Emmanuel Juma reports on Bullseye, it's hard to tell who the likely devil or angel could be. Enjoy.
They are on the move again. Music, reggae music is in the air, and from atop their cars to the ground where Jerusalem awaited, they perform their magic. Go UK, go UK, and such happenings can inspire Kabwana.
Mimi hata nashindwa, mimi ni karibia 60 bado naitwa Kamwana. Mimi nataka Kamwana ilisha bwana.
Oops. Let's just say Mzee UK was inspired.
Jameni, sijui kama mama nyumbani ataniruhusu, akiniruhusu labda naweza kupata mtu wa kuwa ananitengenezea mambo yangu upande hizi juu.
Na ukiiwa unataka kujitayarisha kuwa bibi ya pili, ujue vita ili itakuwa hapo na bibi wa kwanza na watoto watakupiga, utatoroka kwa hiyo nyumba.
Now UK, don't say you are not warned, but why does UK desire a number 2 in the name of Adhiambo Nyar Kisumu?
Ndio tuwe tunatembea ukijua kuna pahali utakula ugali au namna gani?
Look no further, UK. Look no further. George, son of Magoha, was also looking, but he couldn't move. Could it be that he was wondering what they were doing in this era of corona? Or is it just that he won't move? At least Fred is learning step by step. This too was another step in the BBI journey.
The animal that has been bothering, has been hanging in our minds, called BBI, has been unveiled.
That animal has a name.
Finally, nyoka imetoka.
Leo ni leo, nyoka imetoka. Sasa mimi nikajiuliza kama ni nyoka ikitoka kwa shimo, mimi nilifunzwa kwa Biblia na ng'ombe kichwa inakufa ama inarudi kwa shimo.
From handshake to bridges and now snakes, and they'll still say,
sisi si watu wazimu.
Mimi si wazimu.
If they are not wazimu as they say, then the gods must be the ones who are crazy, or the crazy ones could be we, the people. You see that? Those are some of the stunts they can make us pull. And without warning, they easily convert us into a choir.
Na BBI!
Sasa wewe sema yako, sisi tutasema yetu. Wakenya wataamua.
Aisha has a question for Baba.
Ukiamua kuingia hapo kwanza, tunataka tukuulize, utakubali matokeo?
Na wakiamua wewe, sisi tutakubali matokeo ya Wakenya.
But another one of Baba's boys who loves to shoot straight shot up with this revelation.
Pale BBI, Raila president. Pale BBI, Uhuru prime minister.
It is not about making Raila Odinga president or making Uhuru Kenyatta prime minister. Mimi hakuna kitu natafuta. Hakuna kitu natafuta.
That's their verdict. And there was also this visit to Bondo.
Waone vile Jaramogi alikuwa hasora ya kwanza yule ambaye walipata shida kubwa sana.
And then another verdict.
Hawa wote ni matapeli.
By the look elderly, sir.
Bonoko, wazee Bonoko, unaambiwa ati hawa ndio wazee.
It's a tale of angels and demons.
Tutaongea mambo ya viongozi, tutaongea mambo ya mamlaka, tutaongea hiyo mambo ya wakubwa, lakini tutaanza kwanza na haya mambo ya mwananchi wa kawaida.
But you've been there all this time. Did you come from heaven?
You didn't drop from heaven like an angel. You've been around.
Wachana na matusi. Wacha hasira. Kuna watu wengi wako na hasira. Mbona Ruto anazungumzia wheelbarrow, mbona hiyo. My friend, wacheni hasira.
Why you give them wheelbarrows? Why don't you give them your helicopter?
Kwa sababu wewe ni mtu mkubwa, unadharau wheelbarrow.
Building bridges the Kenyan way, and they dance on. One can understand Georgie's stand look. Emmanuel Juma, Bullseye, NTV.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa. Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi! Guy! What
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
I wish I could have soft and glowing skin.
New Geisha Black Soap.